what I'm going to do is tear down, if you wish, the compressor, AC compressor for the Tarago Previa Estima TCR10 to TZFE, T2ZFZE. This is a Denso compressor, 10 PA, 12, leakage test, made in Japan. That's all what it pretty much says there. There's a few numbers and things. So what I'm doing is, I'll show you what I've done so far. Now, this is the coil for the magnet, and so it's got a, if you had to replace one of these, I'm going to keep this as a spare, but I'm going to trash that. Right here is where you can see there's a shape for that point here to go to there to hold that in place. That's how that would go on. Then you'd get this clip here, which you'd need a tool like this to remove it, like say. If I wanted to put that on, I could, don't want to. Then this guy here would go over the top, like so, and then you clutch on top of that, and that's what we're looking at here. I might just put a bit more light on the situation. So, and you got your 10mm bolt there. So I actually missed one spot. So when you take this out, you're going to take the clutch off. There's going to be a washer or two in here for spaces. That's to because if I was to bolt that on as it is right now, see what happens there. It's not going to disengage. If I was to put the spaces in between, this one had two. Okay, even with those two spaces in there, or washers, you can still hear the it's still got a bit of a still touching point there. This is stuffed, this compressor, so I won't be saving it, but I know the coil's still good, so I'll be keeping that. This came off my Tarago 2 years ago, I think it was. So this is the one I failed to show you before. When that's on there, it clips onto this point here. There's a, so basically when you've got that on there, you'll have to remove that clip first, then you can take the pulley off, then you can get to the circlip for the coil, and that comes off. And I can show you this here. You should be able to hear constant pumping between these two here. So even though my AC system was full of gas, the pump failed. So you hear nothing there. Alright, so I'll put all that aside. That's just a screw that was holding the cable here on. To the side somewhere, over there. Hopefully this isn't too hard to loosen. I am expecting oil to come out of this. Never pulled one apart before, so I'm interested to see what it looks like on the inside and what failed. going to see a whole bunch of springs and gears and whatnot. Don't know. That's what I'm expecting though. Interesting that only one of these have a washer. There must be those stuck on there still. It's full of oil, alright, but kind of smells like sewing machine oil. That would be an important pin not to lose. There's one on both sides. Oil's keeping it stuck down pretty well. A whole bunch of pistons in there. That's pretty cool. I like that. I don't know why the compressor stopped working though. That all looks pretty good. Oh, I've never pulled one apart before, but to me that looks pretty good. I've got a couple of pistons full of oil and a couple of pistons dry. I don't know what the go with that is. Maybe too much oil in there, not flowing or something. I don't know. Japanese screwdriver. I forget what it's called, but it's not a Phillips, it's something else. '92 van, so that's the first time this has been getting opened up. Looks like something broken there. Sensor maybe. So it's got 4031. This is just a video, not about repairing. This is a video just if anyone like me is interested to know what our compressors look like. Somebody might get the idea of wanting to fix one, or somebody might want to know how one went together so they knew where a part went or what part was missing that they might have dropped. It's always good to have something clip that you can look back onto and work things out. There's nothing to that, is there? Okay, so when I had these screws out here, it's obviously screwing to the bottom here. I didn't knock that bottom there off when I undid those screws. Let's do that now. If there's half a chance of repairing this, I might even try it. It's always a good feeling when you give something a go, put it in and try it and it works. So I don't really need to take that off, do I? I don't know where the bearing is though. Maybe. No, it doesn't have enough on both sides. Definitely came off that way. So I'd have to get back on that way. Okay, so it can get back on two different ways. My bad. And so it does. Okay, so there's bearing in the center there. I don't like my chances of replacing that, but this whole thing comes apart by the looks of it. You got a separation there and a separation there. I'll take the one at the back first. Same kind of deal. Goes that way. Goes on that way. Might have spun out because as you saw it slip off. Pistons on the other side too. Oh, that's going to be fun. Okay, so we've got in the back of it little pistons. And in the front little pistons, so there's 5 in total. If I punch this apart here, God knows what's going to happen. Ah well, that's what this video is about, let's make it so. Dun dun dun. Got more sound effects. I'll put that on there. Now what have we got here? Something's not right there. I can stop those from turning. Okay, let's pull that right out, shall we? Oh, you got little bits that come off. This is totally repairable. What's going on here? Is that normal? Is that supposed to be able to turn? Something tells me no. Should that be like that? Or I can turn it really easy. Kind of pointless, isn't it, if the shaft's turning and that's not. That'll be why I didn't hear the pumping sounds, because there's something wrong here. Try and keep all them together. But beauty part is I have this video to look back onto. I don't think that really matters which way that goes on. There's no indication. Okay. I'm not really too sure what to look at here. I think I'll give her a good clean and come back to it. So far everything here looks serviceable, doesn't it? So that might be something I'll put back together, cleaned up and everything, with clean refrigerant oil, and maybe bring it back to life. But this is definitely the problem. This is why it failed, because if that stayed still, that would rotate, pump would work. It started slipping. So I need to find out why it started slipping, and hopefully we can repair this little girl. Well, I've cleaned it up, and like you saw before, I could turn this. I've tried tapping this to try and get the shaft out. It's like so, you know, and I couldn't get it out, but now I can't turn it anymore either, and I can't assemble that, knowing that one day it will be exactly the same problem again as before. Well, actually, yes there is. There's no markings there. There's markings there. But what's the measurements between there? Oops, what's the measurements between there and there? And there and there? Is it supposed to be smack in the center, or that is something that would be really important to putting this back together. So I might do a bit of research and see what else I can find. But anyway, I've accomplished. I'm pulling this apart. I've dissected it. You can see how it's all put together. Before I put this pump all back together tomorrow, I'm going to do a bit of research tonight and just see if I can find out a little bit more about the shaft and so forth. I don't think I'm going to be very successful, but you never know. Okay, well, I'm going to call this quits. I did try and find online to find out about pulling one of these apart and how would this be put together and so forth. Just to, you know, anybody who knows me knows that if I can fix something, or there's a good chance I could fix something, I'm going to give it a go. This I cannot. Not without the gamble. It may or may not work. The fact that I've hit this with a hammer and it's now stuck in position, and that's definitely not going to fix it, because with the pressure and so forth, it's only going to have the same problem again. And having no information, and understandably why nobody would actually be trying to repair a AC pump. But I took the challenge. I would have taken the challenge had there been an option. Anyway, so I'm not going to put this back together. Totally pointless. But you saw how it came apart, and it's rather interesting. I might even, I don't know, I'll just put it all in a box for now and put it aside, and I might make some modern art with it or something later, or throw it in the bin, whatever. Alright, so thanks for watching. Yeah, I found this educational. I think someone out there probably wanting to know how these pumps work, find it educational as well. Till next time, guys. Cheers.